Unseasonably warm November afternoon in Philadelphia. The temperature may reach 70 degrees today at Veterans Stadium. Sellout crowd over 65,000 for the Dolphins and the Eagles. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Veterans Stadium. Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth on hand to see Don Shula take one more crack at that record win number 325.
And if he gets the win today, he will have done in just 31 years what it took the great George Halas 40 years to do. And I think the thing that is so impressive about Don Shula is the man himself. Always conducts his business with such style, such class. A real hero in the National Football League.
Yeah, I agree. And if he gets the win today, he'll do it with the help of some former Eagles. 5 former Philadelphia players visit Veterans Stadium today in a Dolphin uniform.
Keith Byers, Keith Jackson, the 2 marquee names, but don't expect a very warm reception. Seth Joyner told us yesterday that I know they're going to try and take my head off. I'm going to try and take their head off, but after the game, we'll still be friends.
Well, how did the Philadelphia fans greet the former Eagles? Here's the greeting they had for Keith Jackson just moments ago.
At tight end, number 88 from Oklahoma, Keith Jackson. At wide receiver, number 82 from Michigan State, Mark Ingram. At quarterback, number 19.
Keith Jackson milking it just a little bit. I think he got a better reception than the Eagles did. This is Philadelphia after all. Right. Philadelphia has the new figure in the lineup today, and it's a rather large figure, William Refrigerator Perry.
Indeed it is. The fridge is in town, and he has simply one job, to try and shore up the run defense for the Philadelphia Eagles, which is dead last in the National Football League. They're hoping the big guy can at least occupy 2 in the middle.
The fridge in the unfamiliar green uniform today, and he'll be starting as Pete Stoyanovich is set to kick off for the Dolphins. Shirt sleeve crowd over 65,000 at the vet. Walker and Sikahema are the deep men for the Eagles. Herschel Walker returning kicks. He'll be playing on special teams all afternoon. And Stoyanovich puts the toe into it. Sikahema 3 yards deep. Dodges one man and then is taken down at about the 18-yard line, where the Eagles will take over with their first possession of the game. Here's the starting lineup for the Eagles. Rich Kotite has been high in his praise of the tackles, Thompson and Davis. The backs, Ryan starting his 3rd game. Some of his biggest games in a career came when he faced the Dolphins as a member of the Jets. Walker, the leading rusher. Tight end Bavaro leads in receptions. Injuries have limited the number of wide receivers. Bailey and Williams start off in the 3rd line on passing downs. O'Brien will pass on first down, swings it to Walker. Herschel evaded the first man to tackle him, then falls forward for a gain of about 4 yards, stopped by J.B. Brown. Here's the Miami starting defensive unit. They're ranked 10th in the NFL. Jeff Cross tops on the team in sacks. Ryan Cox is the number 1 tackler. Hollier, as you may know, replaces the injured John Offerdahl. The secondary revolving around the safeties, Williams and Oliver. And Vesty Jackson replaces linebacker John Grimsley in the nickel. 2nd down for the Eagles. Ball just across the Philadelphia 20. First carry for Heath Sherman. Sherman is to the 25-yard line. He'll be about 2.5 yards short of the first down. John Grimsley on the tackle for the Dolphins.
And Tom, the Eagles really need to get something going in this first quarter. They haven't scored a first quarter touchdown since the season opener. That's 19 possessions since that first touchdown of the year in the season opener in the first quarter. A real struggle for Rich Kotite and this offensive team.
Keith Sherman out of the game on 3rd down. 2 tight ends, Bavaro and Johnson. Walker the lone setback. O'Brien in trouble. And sacked by Jeff Cross. For Cross, that is his 8th sack of the season. He leads the Dolphins and comes into the game tied for 4th in the AFC.
Cross has led the Dolphins in sacks for 3 straight years, so this is really no surprise. Just matched up and overpowering on the outside. That's Anton Davis, who Rich Kotite was trying to tell us yesterday that he was one of the best offensive linemen in the National Football League. I think that was a bit of a stretch.
O.J. McDuffie fumbles Fiegel's punt out of bounds, and the Dolphins will take over at their own 27-yard line. A 51-yard punt by Fiegel's. No return by McDuffie. Well, the Miami offense is tops in the AFC, and it's the NFL's top passing unit. The injuries have forced Dallenbach from guard to center. Widener takes over at the right guard. Mitchell starting his fourth game, a top-rated quarterback in the AFC. Higgs is the leading rusher. Fryer the top receiver. And in passing situations, Kirby in at running back with McDuffie the third wideout. Mitchell with play action on first down. The southpaw fires incomplete. Intended for Keith Jackson, with Miano and Smith right there defending for Philadelphia. The Eagles defense is the worst in the NFL against the run, and 335-pound William Perry signed this week, expected to help in that department. He's thrown right into the starting lineup. Simmons and Joyner Pro Bowlers, and Waters back from surgery, toe surgery in fact, gets his first start of the season. In the nickel, McMillan will be the fifth defensive back. 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Fires, slips, and is covered at the 25-yard line. And William Perry gets his first tackle as an Eagle.
That's exactly what the big guy was supposed to do. You see the eyes. He's working against a very good guard in Keith Sims, but simply overpowers him, and now comes out on third down. The William the Refrigerator Perry already paying dividends for these Eagles.
McMillan and Otis Smith in the defensive secondary. The dime is Mitchell's pass sails over the head of his intended receiver, O.J. McDuffie. So the Dolphins sputter badly on their first possession, and the punt team will come on.
And this is what Rich Kotite wanted to see out of his ball club. More emotion. They were obviously very upset. As you take a look at Dan Marino, obviously very upset at the lack of emotion that they showed in Phoenix last week.
Dale Hatcher in the punt. He struggled for the Dolphins this season. And Vice Sikahema deep for the Eagles. Needs only 15 yards to join Rick Church and Billy Johnson for 3,000. Sikahema across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Stop made by Cliff Odom after a 52-yard punt, 15-yard return. We'll be back to the vet. Each team 3 and out on its first possession, and the Eagles defense holding thanks in large measure William Refrigerator Perry, who did a good job stopping the run. That's what he's expected to do. And over the years in a Chicago Bears uniform, he has been one of the most entertaining players in the National Football League. There's a sack wearing number 72 in the blue of the Bears, now sporting number 90 in green for the Eagles. Philadelphia first down. This scoreless first quarter. Counterplay, the handoff to Sherman, and Heath Sherman gets only a yard before he's pounced on by Jarvis Williams. That last return, by the way, punt return by Sikahema, Chris, officially covered 14 yards, so he's now only one shy of 3,000.
You know, this Miami run defense has really gotten a lot better over the last couple of years. They gave up only 100 yards rushing per game last season, which was best in Dolphins history. So far this year, it's just 89 yards per game, so Tom Olivadotti really turned around the Dolphins defense.
James Joseph has replaced Heath Sherman for the Eagles. O'Brien stands in the pocket, now is chased out, and he'll be spun down at the 25-yard line. Second sack of the day for the Miami defense. This time it was Marco Coleman that did the number for Olivadotti's defense. Loss of 13 yards.
And more than anything else, you're going to see the lack of mobility by Ken O'Brien. That is their major concern with him. As long as he can stand in the pocket and throw, he's fine. But once you flush him outside, is not going to get away from Marco Coleman.
Third sack of the season for the second-year man from Georgia Tech. First-round draft choice a year ago. 3 wide receivers now. Lofton joins Bailey and Young in the Eagles lineup. O'Brien steps up and is wrapped up again. Another sack. Back to the 19 this time.